The news outlets let us know this week a poll that was conducted in America shows that Benjamin Netanyahu's popularity has gone down sharply. People don't trust him and they don't accept his explanations anymore. But it's not only him. The entire Jewish Israeli explanation of what's going on doesn't have the same warmth and sympathy that we had after the 7th of October. We don't feel that people understand us as much as we did then. And the question is why? What has changed? We still have over 100 hostages in Gaza. We're fighting a war which is the most righteous and correct war in the world. So where are we going wrong? Why are we not explaining ourselves good enough? And perhaps the understanding to this question is by understanding the difference between when we explain ourselves, when we talk about ourselves, and the difference when others talk about us. When Gentiles and nations of the world praise the Jewish people, you will see many times that they say the Jewish people have brought such gifts and talents to the world. They've given inventions to the world. So many Nobel Prize laureates are Jewish people. Unbelievable charity comes from the Jewish people. And that's all great when it comes from people like John Adams, when it comes from Douglas Murray, because they are Gentiles and people accept that. But us as Jews, it doesn't sound so good. It has to be a total different approach. And indeed, this week's Parashat is Parashat Tzav. And the Haftarah of Parashat Tzav says the following famous words of a prophet. Al litalel chacham b'chochmato. A wise man should not praise and boast about his wisdom. Neither should a rich man boast his richness. And neither should a strong man praise and boast about his strength. But rather, bezot hitalela mitalel. If you want to praise, you want to be proud about something, Haskel v'yado oti, know about God, know about Judaism, kani Hashem oseh chesed tzedakah u'mishpat, the values of Judaism. Meaning the difference should be not about what I do as a Jewish person, but rather what Judaism teaches us and gives us values. There's a very big difference if you say this is what the Jewish people are doing versus what Judaism teaches us to do. And why? Because when you say I'm doing it as a Jew, it's like I've chosen to do this and I have amazing values. But when you say it comes from Judaism, it means that the entire world, the Torah, which is the Bible and the book that so many billions of people believe in, is what it says, and we're all in the same boat. We all have to follow these rules. And that's why we're doing it, because Judaism teaches, because Hashem teaches, then it will be accepted so much more. It's not something that I've chosen, but rather something universal that we're all in for. Somebody once told me, he said, what is the difference between somebody who's looking to get an operation and someone who's flying on a plane? When you try to get an operation, you go and you find out who's the surgeon and how experience he has and which medical school he went to. And until you're not satisfied, you will not go on the operating table. Whereas when you go on a plane, you don't care who the pilot is. Nobody goes and makes a research, how many flights he's done and how did he get qualified. We just go on the plane. And why? Because when an operator, when the surgeon makes a mistake on the patient, it doesn't affect him. He won't become sick. He won't lose his life. But when a pilot makes a mistake, when he doesn't follow the right rules, regulations, and values, he himself will be in the same tragedy. And that's why we're more relaxed. And therefore, that needs to be the message. That we're all in the same plane, we're all in the same boat. We all are obligated to follow the values of the one Creator, Hashem. And the values of Judaism, the whole world is benefited from because Hashem said so. That's why today we have a day of rest. It's a Jewish value. The whole world subscribes to it. We have equality, thanks to Judaism. Women's rights, thanks to Judaism. The value of life, sanctity of life, monotheism, all these things come because Hashem, God, the Torah, has brought to the world. And the same thing needs to apply right now. We need to explain to the world that we are bound. We follow what Hashem says, and that's how we go. And when people will feel that we do because God says, and we're all under the same rules and regulations, it will have a total different effect. Wishing you Shabbat Shalom.